Countless years following the last game in any of the three timelines, Hyrule would suffer numerous attacks from Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that had endured over the ages. The creation of this destructive abomination predated the tales of the earliest known battle between a warrior who wielded the soul of the hero and a princess who carried the blood of the goddess. The repeated attacks of Calamity Ganon took place so far in Hyrule's future that the entirety of Hyrule's history prior to the first emergence of the Calamity became mere legends to the denizens of the land, encapsulated in what came to be known as the Era of Myths. At some unspecified time, Ganondorf, unknown if he was the reincarnation of the same Gerudo King from Ocarina of Time or a completely new incarnation, was subdued and sealed deep underground, held down by a spiritual hand of currently unknown origin, an event which will be explained fully once the sequel to Breath of the Wild is released. Unable to break free from his seal, Ganondorf began to seep out an endless stream of malice, a substance formed from concentrated hatred. It is from this substance that the being known as Calamity Ganon would take form, a phantom puppet made of Ganondorf's undying hatred, which the Demon King would unleash onto the world in his stead. Countless conflicts between Hyrule and Calamity Ganon would be retold through stories and fairy tales, most forgotten with the passage of time. One of these tales, remembered in present times, recounts the earliest known conflict against this ancient evil, which occurred 10,000 years before the events of Breath of the Wild. During this time in Hyrule's history, the kingdom was blossoming as a highly advanced civilization. The technological advancements of the sheikah, the loyal servants of the royal family, ushered the kingdom into an era of prosperity and peace, where even the most dangerous of monsters posed no threat to the people of the land. Knowing of Calamity Ganon and the looming threat of his inevitable return, the sheikah and the royal family set a plan in motion to seal away Calamity Ganon should he ever return to the kingdom. Massive towers were built throughout each province of the land, which communicated with one another and linked together at the central hub that was Hyrule Castle. Their purpose was to detect signs of Calamity Ganon's return. They created 4 gigantic mechanical animal titans that came to be known as Divine Beasts, each named after ancient sages of the land. Divine Beast Baruta, named after the Sage of Water, Princess Ruto of the Zoras. Divine Beast Varudania, named after the Sage of Fire, Chief Darunia of the Gorons. Divine Beast Vanavoris, named after the Sage of Spirits, Warrior Naburu of the Gerudo. And Divine Beast Bamedo, named after the Sage of Earth, Medli of the Rito. The royal family then chose 4 skilled individuals from each of the 4 races of the kingdom to pilot these mechanical wonders. Then, they constructed a legion of autonomous weapons that they named Guardians, stored within 5 giant columns that surrounded Hyrule Castle, which would emerge from the ground upon the return of Calamity Ganon, unleashing the mechanical army against it. These Guardians came in various shapes and sizes, from the flying Guardian Skywatchers which attacked their enemies from high altitudes, to the land-based Guardian Stalkers, all equipped with the ability to fire a powerful beam of energy that would obliterate anything in their path. When Calamity Ganon finally returned to Hyrule, the hero at the time, wielding the Master Sword that sealed the darkness, fought against the Demon King. The Guardians were given the duty of protecting the hero at all costs, as each of the 4 divine beasts shot a powerful beam of raw energy towards their foe. And when the hero delivered the final blow, the princess used her sacred powers to seal away Calamity Ganon. Although the sealing of Calamity Ganon was a success, the people of the era knew he would one day return to lay siege to the kingdom. To ensure the future people of the land would be successful against Calamity Ganon should he return, they established certain measures to ensure the victory of the future people of the world. They buried the divine beasts and the guardians below ground as a means to preserve them, ready to be used in the future. Sheikah monks, devoted to serving goddess Hylia, built shrines all across the kingdom, structures containing trials which would serve as training grounds for the chosen hero to prepare against the return of Calamity Ganon. Encasing themselves within a protective enclosure, they would remain in stasis for thousands of years until a hero of a future era completed their trial, after which they would bestow the hero with a spirit orb, fading away with their duty fulfilled. During this time, the Zora and the people of Hyrule joined together to construct the East Reservoir Lake. Once every 10 years, the Lanayru region experienced unusual heavy rainfall, which would overflood the Zora River every time, causing great damage to the Zoran people. Seeking help from the King of Hyrule at the time, the Zora joined their architectural genius with the technological prowess of Hyrule to construct East Reservoir Lake, completing the project in 1 year. The King of the Zoras at the time promised the King of Hyrule to manage the reservoir level to protect all of Hyrule from floods, a promise which will be kept for years to come. The King of Hyrule, despite the technology of the sheikah having served and protected the kingdom on numerous occasions, began to grow paranoid that the sheikah would one day betray the kingdom, turning their technology against them. Because of this growing uncertainty, the king ordered the sheikah to abolish all of their technology, forcing them to close their laboratories, destroy all their data, and forbade them from continuing their research, with the kingdom's first researchers being expelled from the kingdom and placed under heavy surveillance. Those who dared oppose this order would face severe consequences, even being locked up for conspiring against the kingdom of Hyrule. Because of this oppression, division began to spark within the sheikah, which would fracture the tribe into two distinct factions. Those who accepted the restrictions of the King of Hyrule built a hidden sanctuary in the mountains of Necluda that came to be known as Kakariko Village, where they would come to live in peace among the rest of the people of Hyrule. Those who rejected said restrictions, however, formed a militant group that embraced the original dark purpose of the sheikah: assassination. Retreating to the canyons of Gerudo Desert, they soon came to be known as the Sheikah clan, and began to follow Calamity Ganon after being betrayed by the royal family, devoting their lives to eliminating those who opposed the Demon King, especially the Hyrulean princess and the chosen hero. Despite the Sheikah's constant attacks against Hyrule, the kingdom would continue to prosper for thousands of years, the existence of the ancient technology of the sheikah becoming mere myth to the future people of the land. And that were all the known events that took place 10,000 years before Breath of the Wild. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of future uploads. Also, consider following me on Twitter and Instagram if you haven't already to stay in touch. This has been Zelda Lore, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.